Hello guys, welcome to Crafty D Sculpting. I'm Danny, and in this video, it's just going to be a short video today. We're going to be making a base for the last two videos. We've done Jack and Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas, and in this video we're just going to be making a base, a nice decorative base that looks like almost like a path, purely made out of clay, with a wooden structure. Before we get started, I'd like everyone to just go down there, hit that subscribe button for us, really helps us out. But yeah, trying to get a few more of these videos out running for you. A little bit behind on the last one due to illness. Unfortunately we can't all odds that, but anyway guys, let's get into the video. Leave comments below, let us know how you think I got on, and we'll see the finished product with it all coming together at the end. Enjoy. Right, first of all, I've gone and got a bit of wood from the shed, cut it down. As you can see, I've got some pencil lines around it. All I've done is got a ruler, and I've gone the width of the ruler all the way around to find my edge, and then I've cut it down with a chop saw. I'm going to get some liquid Sculpey and put it all over the top. Eventually, it comes out the bottle. There we go. So we're going to get that, put it all the way around. Not enough really, we will be putting a little bit more on, but we're going to build it up in a little bit of a layer. Speed it up a little bit. There we go, get some more on. Smoosh that in. I'm going to fill the holes just to make sure that we get no air sort of gaps in it later on when we're cooking it. Just fill that in, put a little bit more in, just fill that right the way up, make sure there's no air pushing through it. And there we go. Right, I've got some Super Sculpey Original, and we've rolled it out in the pasta maker to make these nice sheets of clay, and we're just gonna work them around, just try and find the general shape, cut it down to size all the way around. And just working it all the way in, making sure any little nicks that I've made with a knife, just fiddle them in, just smooth it into the edge, make sure it's all nice and squared off. And then we're just putting over the other sheets of clay. Right, you've seen here I've actually overlapped them. That was a bit of a mistake. I shouldn't have actually done that. I should have, put them up next to each other and then maybe put a bit of a sliver of clay into the actual gap and worked it in. But no, I've done it like this, made it very hard work for myself, so I've learnt a lesson for next time. And hopefully you've learnt a lesson and you won't have to repeat my mistake. I smished it in there, and it was about 2 or 3 different levels where it was all overlapping. I forgot earlier to put some liquid clay on around the edges, so we're just doing that now before we get all the sides all smushed in. And cutting the excess off with a knife, making sure it's all nice and squared off. Right, now I'm just getting one of the tools, and I'm just roughly marking out where I want the stones to be coming out. I'll speed this up for you so it's not a drawn out process. As you can see, I've started off small and working out bigger, trying to get like the aesthetics of the film almost. And then all I'm going to do now is just get some little lumps of clay like this, flatten them out to the rough shape of the actual markings that I put down, and then I'm going to get a spoon tool and I'm just going to swoosh down the edges roughly to where the lines are that I've made, and sort of round them off a little bit. So there you go, you can see it looks like we've got 2 individual rocks there already. Just putting in a small lump of clay there for the third little small stepping stone, shall we call it, and working up slowly to the bigger ones. Not going to bore you too much with how I'm actually working it, you can get a general idea. I'm smashing it in with my fingers and using the spoon tool to just basically get that shape. Other thing to remember with this is they're stepping stones, they're rocks essentially, so they haven't got to be perfectly smooth. as long as you can, you know, generally find the shape and get rid of all the tool marks. And once you start dry brushing later on in the painting process, you generally find any little nooks and crannies that you might have left and you haven't smoothed out 100% will actually give a really nice effect with the dry brush. We're nearly done now. We've worked all the way around the edges, as you can see. We've got the right hand side left to do, and just this bottom part that I'm doing now. Blending bits of clay in together rather than just trying to find the shape of one big piece. Just putting loads of smaller pieces in together and then generally finding that shape before smoothing it all out. As you can see right here, we're trying to find the edges now, refine them with the spoon tool before smoothing everything out as much as possible. Here we go, same principle goes with the edges. Just find your general shape, and Loki pays us a visit. He wants to get involved. Look, he's trying to help. He's only about 5 months old at the moment, so he's a bit of a nightmare. He's running around all the time. I'm surprised he's not making noise while I'm trying to do this voiceover. I think he's hidden away in the garden at the moment. But once we've finished that and Loki's buggered off, we get the isopropyl out and we give it a good wash over, getting in all the recesses, making sure it's all smoothed out. Got rid of all them little tool marks and fingerprints and that we've made. We've put that in the oven for around about half an hour, I think, at about 135 degrees before we start to paint it. And I'm using this is just a cheap acrylic paint that I bought out of the works if you're in the UK. £3 for a big tub, I forget what it is, 200ml tub. And then we're moving on to the Vallejo paints, and a bit too much white I think, but we'll make it work. Now what we're going to be doing here is big fat dry brush, no water on that whatsoever, and we're just going to blend it in until we find the right kind of grey that we want. I'll go for about 2 or 3 before I decide that's roughly what I want, before we get a bit of tissue and we get rid of pretty much all of the paint. We get rid of quite a lot of it. I want this one as a heavy dry brush. I left a little bit of paint on this one. And we're going to go over and just gently just touching the edge with the bristles of the paintbrush. We're going to just finally go over like this in one sort of main direction. And I hold the paintbrush quite high while I'm doing this. It gives more of that flowy action. And so once we've gone over with that, we're going to get a bit more white. Really tone down that grey, bring it back to more of a whiter grey. And we're going to repeat the process on that, building up the grey colour. You can see it's catching all the edges of them raised edges that we made earlier with the clay. And as I said, as you don't smush everything down and make it as smooth as possible, it leaves that lovely texture when you put the dry brush on like that. There we go, you can carry on doing this, bringing up the shades until you're really, really happy. But I'm happy with that. We've only used 2 different kinds of grey on that, and that will do for me on that one. So there we go, that's done. Right, here's Jack and Sally. You might have seen in the other videos that I've done. If not, go and check them out. One of the videos is a little bit, sorry, that's one of the dogs. One of the videos is a little bit rough and ready. I was using a free editing, but now I'm using Filmora, which is a much better editing software that I'm using, and I'm quite happy with it, to say the least. Focusing decided to go on my tattoo. But there we go, we're drilling out where the feet are going to attach. We've got about ½ inch of wire sticking out the bottom of the feet, as you can see, and we're just going to drill them in. We're going to do the same for Sally. 4 holes drilled. I use Bostik all-purpose glue. Seems to do the job for me. It's probably not the best one out there. There's probably better brands, but I found this one and it does the job for me. So we're just going to add some into the holes and then add some onto the feet. And Loki's deciding he wants to make some noise behind me now, typically. We're going to do the same for Sally's feet. Add some glue. before finding their final resting positions. Right, I'm also going to add a bit of glue to Sally's shoulder where Jack's hand is going to be resting, and that's just going to bring the whole structure together and make sure that it moves as one piece and doesn't break essentially. And there we go, it's finished. And we're finished. This is the end product, this is what it looks like. I'm really happy with the way this has turned out. The base has come out excellent. Really nice and solid, sturdy base. Happy with the way Sally's come out, and I'm over the moon with the way Jack's come out. I've actually had a couple of other people ask me to make him for them already. So it looks like we're getting plenty of practice in with that. We've got the new paint pen, so hopefully the pinstriping won't be as bad on the next one. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way it's turned out. So I'd appreciate it, guys, if you could leave me a message and let me know what you think. Also, leave me a message, let me know what you'd like me to make, because enough comments of the same thing, and I will try and make whatever it is you guys want to see me suffer making. As you all know, I am still a bit of a novice. I've only been doing this 3 to 4 months, and it's probably 4 months now I've been doing this, and I'm already at a level of where I feel confident where I can show you guys. So I want you to take that into account when it comes to your work. No matter how rough and ready you think it feels, I guarantee it's not. I guarantee it's better than what you actually think. There's certain things that I know that I'm unhappy with this, and I know that they're wrong, but I'm still not afraid to actually show you guys. As I say, look at her lips. Her lips are wrong, and I know that they should be a lot smaller. Her feet are too small as well, so I know I'm unhappy with them. With Jack, I'm kind of happy. His head could have been a little bit more to a certain shape, especially around the back. But again, I'm still learning, and I'm learning by my mistakes, and I'm the same. I'm happy to show you guys my mistakes as well. So yeah, anyway guys, hit that subscribe button for us, hit a like button, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.